It is day 12, the last day of the manga Christmas countdown, where I've been reading a volume of manga a day until Christmas. Reminder, if you're joining me in this challenge, to use hashtag manga Christmas countdown and tag me in your video or picture post so that I can see what you guys are reading. For the very last day of this challenge until Christmas 2026, I'm going to be reading volume 15 of BLUELOCK, which features my boy Yuki Maya. I love him so much.
This is a sports series rated older teen. We're in the second half of the BLUELOCK 11 versus U20 Japan match, with BLUELOCK being up 2-1. And while the owners are gambling it all on this game, Sei is ready to walk out since the U20 Japan players lack the drive and adaptability that BLUELOCK 11 is showing. So he sees no point in continuing if he's stuck playing with people he deems as defective. In order to keep Sei in the game, they're bringing Ryusei into the mix. And while the U20 team is fighting to keep their positions, the BLUELOCK 11 team isn't fighting as a team. It doesn't matter if they win, it matters who levels up their abilities and stands out. They don't want to be the supporting player, but the lead actor, so they need to prove themselves individually. We then see flashbacks to when Rin and Sei were young. Rin's always looked up to and admired his older brother. And when Rin proved he was a prodigy too, Sei took him in and told him he could be number 2 since he was going to be the number 1 striker. All Rin had to do is follow in his footsteps. But when Sei got recruited and left, there was no one who could fill his spot, so Rin had to play as both of them in order to keep advancing and overcoming his opponents so he could be the next best striker. When Sei comes back though, he says he no longer will be the best striker, but the best midfielder. After realizing there are other strikers out there who are just as talented, if not more talented, Sei's changing his dream. But Rin didn't look up to and dream of playing alongside the best midfielder. He wants to battle it out on the field as the best striker. Sei came back even stronger, and yet he's giving up on his original dream. So for Rin, who is still slower and weaker than his brother, he's questioning what does that mean for him. The person he's always strived to be on the same level as doesn't think he can make it as the world's best striker, so how the fuck is Rin supposed to? So now Rin isn't playing to be the best striker, he's playing to crush Sei's dreams after Sei crushed his. Revenge for being thrown aside is what fuels his drive to go above and beyond, always leveling up his abilities. With Ryusei on the field, he powers through both the BLUELOCK 11 and U20 Japan team as a true egoist, making unpredictable moves since he abandons formation for his own success. BLUELOCK needs to adapt in order to survive and prove they have what it takes. Ryusei proves that he's the type of egoist that Sei's been looking for. Sei's guidance and skill allows him to keep his wild demon-like imagination while also practically thinking about the field. Ryusei is usually a full-blown egoist, but during his free kick he showed he could surpass himself by using others like Sei. And with that, they tie the game back up 2-2. BLUELOCK 11 swaps out the injured Nico and Shigeri for Ryo and Hiyori to hopefully rein in their broken cohesion. Hiyori finds an opening for a clear pass to Nagi, but Kazuma runs in, blocking his path. So instead of taking the shot, he passes it to Yuichi, who gets overtaken by Aiku. U20 takes possession of the ball, but Ryo's been watching how they play. He was put on the field to stop Ryusei, and he does just that by copying Aiku's move from the beginning of the game. Ryo uses his ability to copy moves to essentially use U20 against